Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2023 Nissan Versa S manual. One of the most common comments / concerns I get on my Versa videos is about engine RPMs. Whether that is, you can see I'm going about 74 miles an hour and turning just about 3,500 RPMs, or on my driving videos, I tend to leave it in third gear on the back roads and keep the RPMs at 4,000 or 5,000 or whatever. And I get a lot of comments about people telling me, oh my God, you're going to destroy your engine. Those high RPMs are bad for the engine, and la 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 la. So I'm here to tell you that's all nonsense, and there's several reasons for that. One person said that, for example, if my engine is turning at, say, 25% faster on the highway than some other engine, all other factors the same, that my engine will wear out 25% faster. Well, that is entirely not true. And the reason for that is when you are on the highway at a steady state, almost zero wear is happening to your engine. Everything is well oiled, and it does not matter how fast the engine is turning. I'm actually going to pick up speed a little bit because I'm coming into a higher speed limit here. So now we're going to be at about 3,700 RPMs. So yeah, so at a steady state, once the engine is warmed up, you could drive this thing all day at 6,000 RPMs and it would have no appreciable difference to driving it at 3,000 or 2,000 RPMs. Or some of the cars I have will do like 1,500 RPMs on the highway at the same speed because they have a lot of gears in the transmission. So that is definitely a misconception, number one. And number two is that the high RPMs will cause the engine to blow up or something like that. Well, you see that red line on the speedometer at, I guess, slightly above 6,500 RPMs. That's there for a reason. That's the red line, or the maximum RPMs you can safely drive the engine without causing damage. And if you do try to push it further than that, the computer builds in a fuel cutout, so it will prevent you from hurting the engine by over revving it. Now, that being said, there is a caveat to that. If you do what's called a money shift and shift into the wrong gear, so let's say, okay, I'm in fifth gear, for example, now, and let's say I shift to second gear right now at this speed. Yes, that will cause engine damage or blow up the engine, and the reason is not because it's just simply high RPMs, but that will cause the engine to far exceed the 6,500 RPMs for which it is safely rated. So I guess, yes, you could say high RPMs will destroy your engine, but only if you do something silly like a money shift into the wrong gear and exceed the red line. So, my general thought, and this has been proven time and time again, if you look at a lot of 80s and 90s cars, like economy cars like this, the engines run long after the body rusts off. And this car is going to be no exception, especially if I keep driving this in the winter in salty conditions. 10 or 20 years is about all the body's going to last. The engine will still be running like new. And, of course, that assumes proper maintenance, following the owner's manual for oil changes and so forth. So all the concerns about high RPMs are just completely unfounded. They're not based in any kind of fact or anything. And if you do a little bit of research, I mean, there's a lot of valid research, not old wives' tales out there to back up what I'm saying. And plus, I've driven over 1 million miles in my life, and I've put 100,000 miles on multiple cars and 200,000 miles on another car. So, I mean, I have some experience with this as well. Now, you may be wondering what will wear your engine out, and it's actually a cold start. That is where most of the engine wear happens. I've heard anywhere between 80 and 95% of engine wear happens upon a cold start. You have to figure all the oil has drained down into the pan. When you first crank the key over, all the parts that need to be lubricated are not lubricated until that oil pump has a chance to get oil up there. And then also the colder oil is not going to flow as well. So you can definitely experience more wear during that period. You know, I do recommend keeping the RPMs lower during that time period for a few reasons. When the engine oil is not up to temperature, it's not going to be lubricating as efficiently. And also, if you push the engine too hard when the engine is cold, all of the clamping, I should say, like, you know, the head bolts and whatever, they're not fully up to the torque specs. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't want to say that it's necessarily loose. It's just not clamped as firmly as once the engine is up to operating temperature. So the whole revving an engine and beating on an engine when it's cold, yes, that will cause premature wear. Stuff like that can even cause your head gasket to blow or your head bolts to stretch. I mean, we're talking over a lot of time. It's not something that's going to happen immediately. It's just use common sense. Don't start your engine when it's 0 degrees out and then immediately start redlining it. Wait till it warms up. Then you can do whatever you want in terms of RPMs, as long as you're at or below redline, and you won't hurt your engine. So I hope that clears that up for those who genuinely don't know. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate on this video from those who are misinformed and think I'm wrong and whatever. That's fine. But yeah, so anyway, I wanted to share that. I was thinking about that as I was driving this car and thinking about all the comments I've gotten on my videos about this car. So hopefully this helps somebody out, maybe put somebody's mind at ease. And if you do have any additional questions or comments, please feel free to drop them down below. And y'all have a great day.